The long wait might finally be coming to an end. After months of uncertainty, intense rehab, and speculation, Marc Marquez's manager has officially confirmed his imminent return to racing. For fans around the world, those words mark the beginning of yet another remarkable comeback story in MotoGP history. Marquez, at 32, is no stranger to pain, recovery, or defiance. His career has been a constant battle between glory and adversity. Every crash, every surgery, every comeback has written another unforgettable chapter in his legacy. And this latest one might just be the most inspiring yet. It all began at the Indonesian Grand Prix, where a split-second collision with Aprilia's Marco Bezzecchi sent shockwaves through the paddock. Marquez went down hard on the opening lap, clutching his right shoulder, the same shoulder that had already endured years of wear, strain, and surgeries. Initially, the Ducati garage hoped it was minor. The medical team suggested rest, maybe a few weeks off. But as the swelling persisted and mobility worsened, the reality became clearer. This wasn't something he could just ride through. Further evaluation revealed the damage was more complex than expected, and Marquez was sent into surgery once again. For the 7-time world champion, it was another brutal twist in a season that had already been emotionally charged. He had clinched his first MotoGP title in 6 years, reclaiming his place at the top of the sport, silencing doubters, and proving that his move to Ducati was more than just a career gamble. It was a resurrection. But as quickly as he rose back to dominance, fate intervened. The crash at Mandalika left him sidelined for the remainder of the season, robbing fans of his signature late-season battles and leaving Ducati scrambling to fill his seat. Now, though, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. In an official statement, Marquez's manager Jaime Martinez confirmed what fans had been waiting to hear. "The recovery is going well, step by step," Martinez said. "He's doing everything the doctors recommend, and his progress has been excellent. The most important thing is that Marc is listening to his body. He's being patient, and that's what will bring him back stronger." Those words struck hope across the MotoGP world. Patience, the one trait Marquez had struggled with in the past, has now become his greatest ally. After the infamous 2020 arm fracture that nearly ended his career, Marquez learned the cost of rushing recovery. Back then, his eagerness to return early led to complications that sidelined him for almost 2 years. But this time, he's doing things differently. Dr. Angel Chart, MotoGP's veteran medical officer, also backed the decision for Marquez to conclude his 2025 season early. "It was the right call," Charta said. "A shoulder like his, with the history he has, requires precision and patience. Returning too soon could jeopardize not just his next season, but his career. This way, he gives himself the best possible chance to return fully fit for pre-season testing." The recovery timeline is clear. Marquez is targeting a full return by the start of the 2026 MotoGP preseason. And from all accounts, his rehabilitation is progressing ahead of schedule. Physiotherapy sessions, strength conditioning, and mental training have now become his new racetrack. Inside his camp, the energy is one of quiet determination. While he's not on the bike, Marquez is still deeply involved in Ducati's plans. Sources close to the team say he's been reviewing telemetry data, providing feedback to engineers, and even mentoring Nicolo Bulega, the world superbike rider who has temporarily replaced him for the final 2 races of the season in Portugal and Valencia. For Bulega, stepping into Marquez's seat is both an opportunity and a burden. Ducati's expectations remain sky-high, and filling in for a living legend is no easy feat. But within Ducati's garage, there's also a sense of pride. The team stands united behind both their star and his stand-in. When speaking about his recovery, Marquez has reportedly maintained a calm and positive tone. His close circle says that while he misses racing more than ever, he's finally found balance. The injury, painful as it was, offered him a rare pause, a moment to breathe after one of the most intense stretches of his career. It has been a roller coaster year. Marquez not only captured his 7th MotoGP title, but did so in dominant fashion, ending years of self-doubt and proving that he could still master the grid even in a new era of faster, younger riders. But his crash at Mandalika reminded everyone, including himself, that MotoGP's thin line between victory and disaster is always just one corner away. Still, the comeback narrative is what defines Marc Marquez. Time and again, he's shown that setbacks don't end him. They fuel him. Every crash has been followed by a comeback, every surgery by another victory. He's built his legacy and not just on speed, but on resilience. And now, as his manager confirmed, that same resilience is what will bring him back to the grid, sooner than anyone expected. MotoGP insiders suggest that if his recovery continues at this pace, Marquez could even participate in early 2026 test sessions, perhaps as early as February. The thought of him back on the Desmosedici, eyes burning with that unmistakable hunger to win, is enough to reignite excitement across the sport. Beyond physical rehab, mental strength has been at the core of his recovery. Sports psychologists and trainers have been working with him to maintain focus, balance frustration, and keep his competitive instincts sharp. Because for Marquez, not racing isn't rest, it's torture. The track is where he feels most alive. Fans will soon see him again, but this version of Marc Marquez might be the most evolved yet. Wiser, calmer, and perhaps even more dangerous. Ducati officials have hinted that once he returns, he'll resume his key role in developing the 2026 Desmosedici, a machine that could redefine MotoGP's performance limits. Meanwhile, Marquez remains an active figure in the MotoGP paddock. Though sidelined, he plans to attend the post-season awards gala in Valencia, where his presence will undoubtedly dominate the spotlight. It's a fitting reminder that even off the bike, his shadow looms large over the sport he helped define. His story continues to capture the imagination of fans worldwide, because it's not just about racing, it's about the will to rise. Every single time life knocks you down, the man who once risked everything for one more lap has now learned that true strength lies in patience and perseverance. And as his manager said, this recovery isn't just about healing. It's about preparing for another chapter of dominance. When Marc Marquez returns to the grid, it won't just be as a rider recovering from injury. It'll be as a champion reborn, ready to fight for even more history. The countdown to his return has officially begun. MotoGP is holding its breath, Ducati is waiting, and the world knows. When Marc Marquez comes back, he won't just ride, he'll rise.